Hello viewers, a very warm greetings to everyone. I am Dr. D. Saritha, Assistant Professor of Commerce and Management at Government Degree College for Women, Begumpet, Hyderabad. On behalf of Dr. B.R. Ambedkar Open University and myself, I extend a very warm welcome to all our viewers and esteemed resource persons joining us for live teleconference. Today, we bring a highly relevant and thought-provoking session on the topic role of management in the changing context. The program is specially curated for MBA students, first year, first sem students who are preparing to step into a professional world of management. In this session, we aim to connect classroom management concepts with their real world applications. We will also explore the foundational concepts, scope, principles and evolving practices of management. The discussion will range from basic definitions to advanced aspects like globalization, technological advancements, changing roles across sectors, customer expectations and future readiness for budding managers. Our main goal is to provide MBA students with a comprehensive and proactive understanding of management in today's volatile and competitive business landscape, empowering them to become effective and ethical leaders for tomorrow. In this journey with me, today we have two esteemed resource persons to guide us on this topic. Viewers, let me take a moment to introduce our esteemed resource persons for today's session. Professor Anand Pawar, Dean, Faculty of Commerce and Business Management and Director of Directorate of Material and Publication, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar Open University. Another guest, Professor C.V.Ranjani, Professor, Department of Commerce, Osmania University. Both professors bring more than 2 decades of rich academic experience and expertise in management studies, commerce, leadership studies and guiding students and shaping future leaders. So let us discuss about today's program structure. First 40 minutes will be in-depth discussion with our esteemed resource persons and key dimensions of management in the modern era. Last 20 minutes will be open for question and answer sessions where viewers can interact directly with our experts. To participate in the question and answer session, our viewers can call on 040-2368-0456. I repeat 040-2368-0456. Kindly ensure your questions are relevant to today's topic only. Before we begin, I would like to present a very quick introduction to our topic. So, management. In its simplest form, we all know it is the art of getting things done through others. It applies to all walks of life, from homemaker who plan, coordinate and multitask effectively every day to professionals who lead teams and execute strategies, whether managing a family budget or handling a corporate project. We all engage in management. But dear students, management today is no longer just about setting goals and assigning tasks. It is about adapting to continuous change, leading with vision, building strong teams, fostering innovation and sustaining competitive advantage. In today's dynamic business environment, the role of management has transferred into that of a change agent, a strategist and a people leader. To learn deeper into this subject and to start with the basics, my first question is for Professor Pawar. Sir, can you please explain the concept of management and its significance in today's business world?
Thank you, Dr. Saritha, for the invitation as well as introducing the topic to our learners. I join Dr. Saritha in welcoming you all for this program where we interact with our students through multimedia approach, and this channel is one among the multimedia approaches that BRAOU follows. So before going into the discussion about the concept of management, let us understand what is organization first. So every management requires basically organization. Without organizational existence, there would not be any management or team of management to take the organization productivity and performance forward. So it is in this context, let us understand what is organization is all about. So organization is a group of people working together for a common goal. To make it very simple, organization, and with reference to society, if you understand society, then you can understand the organization also. Society is a group of people living together for individual goals, whereas organization working together for common goal, because organization is one and goal is common to all of us. And organization exists with three basic essential characteristics. We call them as essentials of organization. Organization, every organization, whether it is profit making or NGO, whether it is small or large, whether it is manufacturing or service or any form of organization, requires or built upon some basic features. They are called purpose. Without purpose, there would not be any organization. So every organization exists with a specific purpose, and then organization has some structure, and every organization will have their own structure. We call it as what we call deliberate structure. So the structure of an organization is varying from manufacturing to service, education to health, and so on. So purpose, structure, and people. Without people, there would not be any organization, there will not be any management. So these three basic concepts, if we understand as the concept of organization as purpose, structures, and people. When organizations are formed, and these organizations will be formed by different investors across the globe. Earlier we used to invest the companies by local investors, but when we see the globalization, an investor can be from anywhere across the globe, but they cannot manage the business organization wherein they have invested their savings or money. So they have some professional team to organize or manage the organization, for which they have or engage a team of managers to lead and take forward their business activities. So management is all about a team of management which is referring to our process, with reference to a process wherein the managers engage in planning, organizing, staffing, leading, and controlling of organizational resources towards achieving organizational objectives and goals. So with this intention, management team is established by the organization, and this team will be looking after the regular and routine activities of any business organization on behalf of their investors. Investors could be shareholders, investor could be debt owners, or investors could be any other form of institutions, and so on. So when we talk about the management, as you said, management is an art of getting things done by others or through others. It is an artistic way of understanding the concept of management. But management is also backed by some certain specific principles. Therefore, we call it as scientific management also. Very often we call it management is a scientific management, because management applies both art as well as scientific approaches. Therefore, it involves process or steps wherein all elements which are involved are interrelated to any business organization need to be integrated. So when we talk about management is a process of planning, organizing, staffing, leading, and controlling of organizational resources in order to achieve organizational goals and objectives. When we talk about management is a process, why? Because management, it starts with planning and ends with controlling. So wherever it is in any form of organization, when a task is undertaken, till you finish the task, the same process will be continued, and again if you start with another activity, then same process one has to follow. Therefore, it is a process. Okay. Management is also a discipline, because like a practitioners of lawyer practice when they study law, and when medical professionals also practice medicine because they are medical professionals. They pursue some certain specific degree. Similarly, for management also, certain professional background is required, which is management degree as a discipline to practice the principles of management. When we practice the principles, we call it as a profession. So, therefore, every organization needs a team of professional managers. And management is also a profession, as I told you, and management is also a system, because management has to work. Management, in other words, a team of managers representing all functional areas of business organization, say production, marketing, human resources, operations, R&D, and so on. So, all these representing all these wings or units or functional areas, we call it as cross-functional areas. So, they follow certain system wherein they have to depend on the all processes and professional knowledge into the system. Therefore, they are called as professional management. So, this is how we need to understand management, and what is the ultimate aim of the management or team of managers. See, every manager has to provide a purposeful direction to the firm. We talk about planning, organizing, staffing, directing, but basically we need to understand manager job is to provide a purposeful direction to the firm, because organization has exist based on certain purpose. So, keeping that purpose in view, management has to focus on purpose of your activities. So, when we talk about management, we need to talk much about how a manager can provide a purposeful direction to the firm. So, when we talk about purposeful direction, we also must talk about why it is important. So, why management is important for business, whether business organization is a small or large, whether the organization is a manufacturing or service oriented, or even it is NGO, maybe sometimes. But every organization, whether they are profit making or not, but they need to have management, and therefore management is essential to perform any business organization into its main direction of making profit. So, providing purposeful direction is one important aspect to need to understand the management. And the very second purpose of management is to ensure customer satisfaction. Business exists because of its customers.
Yes.
So, first one is leader or manager job is providing purposeful direction. Second, utmost important aspect of any business organization is customer is important for any business. So, one must look at and try to ensure the customer satisfaction. What customer is expected from the firm or organization, which manufactures or produce product or service. And then it is also important because management has to meet the challenging of increasing competition, because business is almost exist day one to day lost in the era of competition. So, manager must be very clear and understand that how to face this challenge in the increasing competitive era. Therefore, to look into it, management knowledge, management discipline is important, and then building a human organization. So, management business organization has to be ultimately a human organization. So, every business organization is meeting or ensuring the customer satisfaction, where people or customers are part of the society, and your target customers would be the society at large, but we generally take some segmentation to whom we target first. So, building human organization is, without understanding the people working in the organization as a core competence of any business organization, we cannot focus on social well-being or what you call territorial human being or well-being. So, building human organization, by approach of human organization, we can achieve business organization is successful. And then ultimately, we all of us know every business organization is focusing on maximization of its profit, wealth and market share. Friends, we all of us know without profit there is no organization. Very purpose of any business organization is profit and wealth maximization of the contributors or investors or stakeholders at large. And finally, every organization would like to see them in the market as a market leader by providing quality and affordable quality product and service at affordable price. And then effective or efficient resource utilization. We all of us know there are 5 resources which are very, very important and pertinent. We call it 5 M's: money, men, machines, materials and methods. So every organization needs men, that is human resources, money, that is investment or capital, machines or technologies, methods or approaches, and so on. When we are using or utilizing these resources effectively, organization will move forward and achieve its success. Better decision making. Management is all about decision making. Manager won't do work. They have to get the things done by others by making a suitable and appropriate decision or timely decisions. So decision making is a core competency of any management for making organization a successful. Similarly, enhances productivity by managing innovation. See, innovation is a buzzword today, whether it is any form of organization, whether it is small or big, but innovation is utmost important. So managing innovation is also utmost important. Then promote growth and expansion. Business, at the time of establishment of any business, they focus on its growth and expansion. Nobody will stagnate at place where they started their business. A small trader wishes to expand its a company, and a company will tries to expand and grow as a corporate company and a global company and so on. Similarly, so every organization promotes growth and expansion. And last but not the least, maintaining relations with various segments of the societies. Yes. So business organization exists in a society wherein business is responsible to take care of societal members or segments. They may be, and the manager's responsibility towards customers, employees, shareholders, dealers, retailers, suppliers, employees, trade unions, government and society at a large. We call it as CSR, corporate social responsibility. What is CSR? It is talking about social responsibility of any business organization. From where they are making money, they have to give back to the society in the form of 2% of their profit, in the form of CSR, because they are using the resources of society, they are using the energies of people from the society, therefore they have to pay back at least 2% of their net profit. So by doing so, management can be understood as very important for any business.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir, for your very clear and foundational explanation. As you have rightly pointed out, management today is not just a process, it is the backbone of any successful organization, especially in today's fast-paced competitive advantage. So after understanding about concepts, ma'am, I would like to ask Professor Ranjani, could you please explain the scope of management and its key functions of management and how do they interlink with one another?
Yes, Saritha ma'am, in continuation with what Professor Pawar sir has said, and we have understood the concepts of management. Now let us try to learn, dear students, what are the major functions and scope of management. Like normally it is the season of IPL, dear students, if you have seen, and whenever a team wins, we say the team has won because of a particular player or players. And normally we forget the role of the coach who has trained them, who has made them play, who has guided them in that particular player to play and win that particular sport. Similarly, like the coach in organizations, managers play a very important role in guiding and training their employees for the success of an organization. So in order for an organization to make or break, the role of management is very important. So first, my dear students, let us try to learn what are the major functions of management. So we have 5 important functions of management, as Mr. Pawar sir has, Professor Pawar sir has said. The first one is planning, where we talk about what to do, how to do, when to do in an organization. We decide as to what our goals are and how we will go about with our goals in the organization. Then we talk about organizing, who will do what job they will do. We will talk about the delegation of work, authority and responsibility, what job will be done by whom. Then we talk about staffing, who will perform the job. Then The directing, we talk about motivation, communication and leadership. Then controlling, we decide what is the predetermined goals, what we have to set, what we have achieved, what are the gaps, and how do we fulfill the gaps. Let us understand these 5 important functions with a simple example. Let us suppose Dr. B.R. Ambedkar Open University wants to start a new program, MBA in analytics. So in order to start a program, MBA in business analytics, first we plan, like what would be the structure, what would be the subjects, how many syllabus, how many credits, who will teach, etc., etc. All the planning, what would be the course fees, everything we will plan. Then we will decide as to how we will organize, who will perform the job, who will do what at what time, what is the role, what is the responsibility, what is the authority, what is the accountability of the persons performing those jobs. Then we will talk about staffing, like how many teachers we want to teach, who are the staff, what roles they would play. Then we will talk about directing, like how do you motivate, how do you communicate, what are the leadership skills you want, who would be the HOD, who would be the principal, how would be the organization structure of an organization. Then finally we will talk about controlling, like what was the course outcomes, is the course outcomes, whatever we have designed, is it fulfilled, if there is any gaps, what we have to do in order to succeed in future. So planning, organizing, staffing, directing and controlling, these are the 5 important functions. In continuation with the functions of management, my dear students, let us discuss the scope of management. Like if you have seen the functions of management, in order to start the course of business analytics in MBA, whatever we have discussed just now, we require some amount of money, we require human resource, we require some little bit of marketing, we require a little bit of strategic management, we require a little bit of quality control, operations management. So these are the various functions. When we talk about the scope of management, it talks about the different activities which a manager performs while performing the role in an organization. So to discuss the different scope of management, my dear students, first the main important scope of management is the finance function. Like finance is all about money, finance is all about funds. Like the example what we have taken, the MBA in business analytics. You want some money, isn't it, in order to set up a classroom, it may be, or the infrastructure for that particular program, it may be, or to pay salaries for the teaching and non-teaching staff. So the financial function is the financial management function is the one of the most important scope of a manager, where he will look after the finances. How do you invest? For example, you have more money in you have otherwise a huge amount of cash left in your organization. How do I invest this particular cash? Where do I invest? Where do I get more of the returns? So it's all about managing finances, it's all about managing cash, it's all about managing funds in your organization, or in simple terms, the resources of your organization, the financial resources. The first main function or scope of the manager or the management in an organization, the financial function. The second important function, my dear students, is the marketing function, where you want to launch a course in MBA Business Analytics. So who would be the takers? How do I reach my students? How do they know that a particular course in MBA Business Analytics is available in the Dr. B.R. Ambedkar Open Universities? In simple terms, the marketing management functions are all about, it starts from the idea, then the product or services is manufactured, it reaches the consumers, then you take feedback from the consumers, or in simple terms, all the 4 P's, the product management, the price management, the promotion management and the place management of the product or services, whatever your organization is managing, is all about the marketing management function. So we have talked about the finance function and the marketing function. Another important scope of management is the human resource management function. The human resource, let us take the same example of the MBA in business analytics. In order to start the course, you require few professors or teachers to teach that particular course. You require few non-teaching staff also to support the teachers, and also you have to decide as to how you will talk about the recruitment, the selection, the training, the induction programs, whatever you conduct in an organization. So human resource management function talks about, in simple terms, the selection, the training, the development programs, how do you recruit, or in one word you can talk HRM function as the right person at the right place. Are you recruiting the right person at the right place is what the human resource management function is. Once the HRM function is fulfilled, my dear teachers, you talk about the supply chain management function, where in simple terms, supply chain management is all about reaching the product, making the product reach from the manufacturer to the ultimate consumer. You have started a course in MBA Business Analytics. You are giving books to the students. So are the books, it is manufactured or it is printed in the headquarters in Hyderabad. It has to reach the different districts across the region of Telangana. So how are the books, how are the materials, how are the courses being reached to the students, or in simple terms, the product has a journey from the manufacturer to the consumer. So the journey from the manufacturer to the consumer, it may be transportation, it may be warehousing, it may be inventory, all those things. So are you in a position to make the product reach the consumer at the least time, at the least cost, is what the SCM function is. Then we talk about the strategic management function in simple terms, where it looks into the long-term planning of an organization. Like this, take the example of the same course, MBA Business Analytics, over a long run, over a period of 10 years or 20 years, will this program be successful? Once the student finishes this course, will he be placed in an organization? Will he get a job? Is that particular objective being fulfilled? So in the long run, what are the goals? In simple terms, strategic management talks about the vision, mission and objective and goals of a particular organization. You also look, another important scope of management is the quality control or quality management, what we call, because quality is very important, where you check the quality, whether it is up to the standard. If it is not, if it is a defective, it is get rejected. Only once the quality control is approved, only then the product is sold to the consumer. So these are the main scope of management, dear students: the finance function, the marketing, HR function, the strategic management function. And if you see, all these functions are interlinked to each other. Like if I start a course in MBA in Business Analytics, I require human resource, I require marketing, I require money to run my organization, I require quality checks so that my product is good, or the program what I have designed is good, and it has to reach. The supply chain management function is also important, because the product whatever I have manufactured should reach in the right position, at the right time, at the right place. So if you see all the functions, it may be planning, organizing, staffing, directing and controlling, all the different scopes, the finance, HR, marketing, operations, strategy, quality control, it may be information technology. If you see, all these are interlinked with each other. All these functions are interdependent. It's not independent. So all of them have to go hand in hand, so that at the end of the day, the organization succeeds. And by all these things, one thing what we can understand is managers are important. Managers lead and guide the team. Managers can make an organization or they can mar an organization. So the success of an organization depends upon how a manager or the management leads a particular organization.
Oh, yes, ma'am. Very well said. Your explanation have beautifully connected to the scope and functions of management with live examples like IPL, and you have connected with the total BRAOU course, and leading and controlling, planning, all these functions, how they operate as an integrated system in achieving organizational goals. Now, sir, we have understood about the functions. As we all know, principles are like guide for us. And Henry's 14 principles are very famous in our management. My question is, what are the core principles of Henry Prevail's management, and still how they are relevant in today's dynamic world?
Okay, Dr. Saritha, thank you. We are talking about the principles of management, because management is both science as well as art. So we covered so far art part of management. Now we are trying to focus on management part, that is science part of management. So science has cause and effect relationship.
Yes, sir.
Whereas cause and effect relationship talks about principle, guiding rules for attaining any task or goal in a systematic manner. So there are principles which are placed for practice, it is known as profession. As I told earlier, the principles, there are 14 principles developed or given by Henry Fayol, who is one of the management expert in the domain of management. So according to him, there are 14 principles and we need to go through them in a very systematic and sequential manner. Otherwise, it will not be a principle. So principle starts with division of work or division of labor. Yes. So according to Henry Fayol, in any organization depends on its human resources. So how to place the human resources according to their knowledge and specialization. So putting a right person in the right job is the principle of division of work. For example, if you appoint a resource employee with commerce background, you cannot put him into a scientific or laboratories. And a BSc person cannot be placed into accounting department where he cannot operate the accounting. So a BSc graduate must be placed in laboratories and a BCom graduate must be placed in accounts department. That is called division of work, means right person in the right job. So this is the first and foremost principle of management. Second one is authority and responsibility. In any organization, authority and responsibility also there. So authority is nothing but manager must have the right to give orders to the subordinates to get the things done in a systematic and timely manner. So accordingly, authority will have backed by responsibility, because when authority is given to the manager, there must be some responsibility to attain or achieve. And then discipline, we all of us know what is discipline is about. Employees must obey the rules and regulations of the business organization, whether it is private or public, whether it is small or big, but it has some certain rules, specific rules and regulations. They have to obey and respect the rules and agreements they made at the time of appointment. Because as employees, we all of us know, we sign on service agreement at the time of joining our job. So that responsibility lies in your agreement. And then discipline also ensures smooth functioning. The very purpose of discipline is to carry organizational activities in a systematic and smooth manner. And fourth principle of management is unity of command. Unity of command is talks about one employee should receive orders from one boss, not from many bosses. What happens if he receives many instructions from many bosses? Confusion, it creates confusion and he cannot land at any point of place, and ultimately work cannot be done. So one person should receive orders from one boss. Similarly, unity of direction is one objective. Every employee, every manager, every employee of the organization should work and focus towards achieving organizational objectives. Organization objective is the only one objective before all the employees to achieve. And then we talk about subordination of individual interest to general interest. In the business context, as employees, we do not have any individual interest. Only organization interest is our interest. What organization achieves is our achievement. What organization succeeds, it is our success. What organization wants, we have to perform. So subordination means your individual interest is nothing before the interest of organization. So subordination of individual interest to the general interest means organizational interest is the priority. That is another principle. Then remuneration, we all know about remuneration. Everybody we work for certain remuneration. It may be salary, it may be honorarium, it may be fee, it may be anything else. But there must be remuneration. Without remuneration, it is not known as a management or a professional work. So remuneration talks about fair pay for fair work. And we also talk about the fair pay is a motivation tool for any employee to work further. And then we talk about scalar chain or centralization. Centralization is also known as decision making should take place or will take place at one place of organization, that is top of the affairs. So decision making takes place at the top and it will be percolating to the down till it reaches or achieves its desired results or goals. And then we talk about scalar chain. In every organization, there must be some scalar chain, means hierarchy. Which hierarchy we have to follow, how communication system works, how information should flow. So top down approach or bottom to top or horizontal or what form it is. So scalar chain, so everybody has to follow the rules and regulations, and then hierarchy of communication from bottom to top or top to bottom. So clear line of authority from top to bottom or hierarchy ensures the communication flow effectively and efficiently. And then we talk about order. Order is also talk about proper arrangement of people and materials. So arranging things in a systematic and manner to perform any activities. And then equity, we all of us know, we talk about fairness, kindness towards the employees. Managers are not what you call made or came from above, because they are all human beings and they have to treat all human employees as human beings. So treat them as equity, because they are also part and parcel of the business organization, because team management only ensures quality and productivity and leading to organization success. So equity, then stability of tenure. There must be some tenure or time given to any employee to undertake any activity and perform within a given time. Then we talk about initiative and esprit de corps. These are the 14 principles where every manager at all levels should follow. Then only these principles will provide a strong foundation for effective management and operational or organizational success.
Thank you, sir, for highlighting the timeless relevance of management principles. As you rightly pointed out, right person, when he or she should be at right place, everything goes very smooth. And these principles, their adaptability in today's dynamic business scenario ensures that continue to guide effective leadership and organizational structure. Madam, having understood about the principles, we always get confused, effective and efficient. Okay, now for effective, to follow the effective principles also, the manager should have efficiency and effectiveness. So can you distinguish between effective managers and efficient managers?
Yes, Dr. Saritha ma'am. In continuation with what Sir has said, the definition of management is the process of getting things done through or with people to achieve common goals efficiently and effectively. The definition only has these words, efficiently and effectively, and normally we use these two words meaning the same. But there's a slight difference what we have between these two words. In simple terms, as per Peter Drucker, efficiency is doing things right and effectiveness is doing right things. That is the simple difference what we have. I'll make my point more clear. When we talk about efficiency, we talk about using the resources. It may be financial resources, it may be human resource, or it may be physical resources or information resources of your organization to the minimum and getting the maximum output. That is minimum input and maximum output. And when it comes to efficiency, we talk about how are we going to achieve the customer's value, and we also talk about when we are talking about effectiveness, we talk about the long run benefits what an organization gets and what is the customer value we get over a period of time. I'll just explain, ma'am, with a simple example for us to understand the difference between effective and efficient. For example, let us take the same example of Dr. B.R. Ambedkar Open University launching a new program, MBA Business Analytics, for which let us suppose Pawar sir, the Dean of Management, has asked me to come up with a advertisement so that people or the students know that a new course called as MBA in Business Analytics is launched in Ambedkar Open University. So with the minimum resources, it may be financial, human resource, or the technology or information or physical resources, I come up with a budget at a least cost and at a less time. It is called as efficient. This is what is called as efficient manager or efficient manager. Where when instead of looking into all these, instead of coming up with minimum input and maximum output, when I look into what is the customer's choice Will this course of MBA in Business Analytics be successful? Will the students like it? Is there marketability for this MBA Business Analytics? What is the customer's choice? In the long run, once a student completes this particular course in MBA Business Analytics, will it be useful for him? Will he survive in the job market with the skills whatever he has learned for a period of at least 20 to 30 years? So if I look into the long run perspective and the customer satisfaction perspective and come up with an advertising, keeping in mind the long run value for the student and the customer value what I am going to give to the student, that is what is called as effectiveness. So effectiveness focuses on the long run benefits and the customer value what the company is going to give, that is in simple term doing right things. When it comes for efficiency, it is doing things right. This is what Peter F. Drucker has given in his definition for effectiveness and efficiency.
Your distinction between effectiveness and efficiently truly, Madam, clarified the qualities needed to the modern managers who have to balance the goal achievement with optimal resource use. Thank you, Madam, for this. And now, sir, we are talking about challenges. Okay, so today it is a dynamic environment. Our business environment is very dynamic, and leaders of leaders face different challenges at different levels. So what are the emerging challenges for managers in the current competitive business environment?
Yes, as rightly mentioned by you, we are in the world of emerging challenges. Every business organization. So we all of us know, and business or business people, they by practice they know business is not that easy. Business is equal to risk. Risk is equal to business. So particularly in the context of business management or business organization management, we talk about nowadays across the globe, every country, every education institution, we are talking about we are driving our students or graduates towards business but not employment, because governments and organizations are not ready to absorb all the graduates coming from the higher education institutions. So as teachers, we are all guiding all the students, go for business. So when all the people are coming into the business, what would be the fate of business, or what would be the challenges in the business world? So if you look at what are the emerging challenges, there are challenges, but still there are emerging challenges, and how these managers, professional managers, has to look in the context of this emerging business environment or dynamic business environment. So for this, I have an idea to put before all of you. We need to understand, to go by this, all challenges need to be managed. We need to understand the term called VUCA, and we are all in the world of VUCA. VUCA stands for volatility, uncertainty, complexity and ambiguity. This is the new term which is emerging in the domain of business, where every manager, every employee, every customer need to understand how business world is undergoing. So volatility, we all of us know. Volatility is the term which refers to unpredictable changes are taking place in the business. How to cope up, how to understand, and how to go about this volatility of business is required to understand by the professional managers, and they have to manage what rapid changes are taking place, and then what would be the tools and techniques that we need to employ to change the management, because unpredictable changes are taking place, but going with change, because change is permanent. You cannot say that I won't change, because if you don't change, change will change you. So you will not be there in the business field, because you will get evaporated yourself. So you have to go by change, and therefore you need to understand what volatility is all about. So managing rapid and unpredictable change is volatility. So to overcome the volatility as a challenge, we need to manage rapid and unpredictable changes. Number two, uncertainty. As I told you, uncertainty. Business is always, our business exists, run and go about all time uncertainty. We all know risk, return, uncertainty. or trade-off, whatever we talk it, but uncertainty, certainty and risk, all the business terms we use it. But uncertainty is unknown things that are taking place and how to address about uncertainty in the business. So only thing is we have to be updated ourselves as managers and professionals. If you are unknown, you are out of the business. You should know what is happening and you must know what are the changes are taking place and how to come about. The uncertainty need to be are made as certainty for all of us. So we have to change certainty from uncertainty. And then third factor which is very predominant and emerging challenge before the managers is complexity. We all of us know multi-dimensional challenges, multi-layered challenges. So business is in the center of multiple challenges come across from different domains and directions of the world. So how to go about complexity? So we need to, as managers, we have to tackle them, how multi-layered challenges are taking place and how to understand each challenge, and we have to should give solution as amicable solutions to overcome the complexity of business situations. And last but not the least, ambiguity. Business now, particularly in the modern context of business, has lack of clarity, what to do, what products need to be launched, how to produce, how to market it, whether customers are take it or not. All these are talks about ambiguity, because business, they do not know what they are doing, how they are doing, and what would be the future of these products that they have manufactured, where these products will take further or not. So managers must make decisions. Without clear data, if you make decisions, you will be always in the domain of ambiguity. To overcome the ambiguity, you have to make certain decisions which gives you clear data and statistics to make you understand and go about the competition. So modern managers who develop a VUCA ready mindset, the modern managers who develop a VUCA ready mindset can only survive but thrive in the dynamic environment of business.
Very relevant point, sir. Really, you captured how today's managers need to understand VUCA world and how they have to deal with the change, competition and expectations at all levels. You have rightly pointed out that if our business is not updated with the VUCA world, we will be outdated from the business market. And now, madam, it is when we are talking about outdated and updated, we are all under one umbrella, that is which is called as globalization. Okay, so how has globalization influenced manager roles and practices in the age of AI?
Yes, ma'am. Like as Pawar sir has rightly said, change is the only thing which is constant. If you do not change, he has used a wonderful word called as you'll evaporate, you'll vanish. So in continuation with what Professor Pawar sir has said, globalization has marked a remarkable change in the management practices or the styles of management. Earlier, before globalization, it was theory X, the autocratic style of leadership, what we call, or the autocratic style of management, where everything was centralized. Later, then it was theory X, then we moved on to theory Y, more of a participative style of leadership. So globalization has come up with many changes in the style of management in organization, where many liberalized style of management functions have occurred over a period of time. Where one change which globalization has brought in the management is competition. Like if you see through globalization, you can see n number of products which has come, where we can access global or international products also. Like earlier, whenever we wanted to have any electronic gadgets, we used to get it from other countries, where we used to ask our relatives or friends coming from the other countries to get the product. But if you see, majority of the products are available in our country at the best quality at the least price. For example, earlier whenever I used to travel to Ambedkar University 20 years down the lane, let us suppose I used to spend 200 rupees for the auto. the same price after 20 years also I spend the same amount because of the heavy amount of competition where you have the Ubers and Olas or any other such type of transportation facilities what we have. So through globalization, competition has increased where customers are in a position to access more number of products at a lesser price with high quality. So we are also in a position to access or get customers are also in a position to get products which are available abroad also with a click of the mouse. Through globalization also, if you see, also the pandemic has made our customers to get products online where we consumers have shifted from the online shopping to from the offline shopping to online shopping. Like most of the research these days shows that 80 to 90% of the shopping these days are done through the online mode because of the entry of the multinational companies which offer competitive prices, good quality at the lowest price. And another feature or change what we observe through globalization is the technological advancements. Because of globalization, new technology has moved into our country where the management have to be in touch with the technology and go on changing with or adapt to the latest technologies so that they sustain and survive in today's market. Also, through globalization, there is a lot of diversity in the workforce management. Earlier, employees working in an organization from the local area, but if you see from different regions, from different countries, maybe employees or human resource come and join organizations through which it has become a challenge to managers for leading the team, where you have to deal with a diverse group of human resource in an organization which come from different countries, different religious background, different regions, where it becomes a challenge for the leaders to see that everyone is treated on a uniform basis with less bias. And also another challenge which globalization has brought is ethics in businesses. These days corporate social responsibility and ethics go in hand. It's not only about making profits in your organization, company also has to look into the environmental and social concerns of the nation or the globe on the whole. So the business ethics and CSR is also another challenge which globalization has brought in. And another important challenge which globalization has brought, my dear students, is innovation. As sir has said, innovation is the only thing which is constant. So in order to survive in the market, you should go on innovating. You have to go on changing your product and services as per the changing taste and preference of the customers. Along with innovation, quality is also important, which globalization has brought, that maintaining a quality product in an organization, because less quality, because of the number of options what you have in the market, people or consumers buy only those products which are of the best quality. So all these are the different aspects which globalization has brought in management these days.
Thank you, ma'am. Yes, you rightly said. Globalization, you made us understood how today's managers need to think globally and while acting locally, and aligning with AI is a key for success. And globalization is also a part of strategic management to expand business to all over world, and the organizations which are managing their business strategies are sustainable in today's dynamic business world. In this connect, I would like to ask Professor Pawar to throw a light on what is strategic management and why it is gaining importance today.
Yeah. By having understood the concept of management is all about planning, organizing, staffing, leading and controlling, whereas strategic management is slightly different from that of the concept of management. So in strategic management, we focus much on evaluation of decisions that enable the organization to achieve long-term objectives. It means strategic management is a process of planning, implementing and evaluating decisions that enable organization to achieve its long-term objectives. So general management and strategic management difference is long-term objectives. So when management focuses on long-term objectives, means beyond 5 years and 10 and 20 years like that, that is known as strategic management. So strategic management involves analyzing the internal and external environment, known as SWOT analysis and PEST analysis, We all of us know SWOT, strengths, weaknesses, opportunities and threats which are taking place in any business context. At the same time, political, economical, socio-technological and legal environment that are impose or determining the functioning of any business organization, particularly in the context of globalization. So, strategic management is the solution to understand how management should go about. So, the main aim of this strategic management is to gain a competitive advantage and ensure long-term success. And why we need to understand strategic management? We all of us know business is very dynamic environment, as we already discussed few minutes ago. And when we talk about business environment is very dynamic, we have to take the advantage of competition. So, when more number of players are there in the business or market, the only quality product will sustain and move on into the emerging business market. So, competitive advantage is one aspect, and strategic management focuses on long term planning beyond 5 years, and it may be sometimes 25 years, 30 years also. So, strategic management focuses on what are the dynamics are taking place in business, how competition should be converted as competitive advantage, and how should we plan for long term, and then better decision making and resources optimization. Because of technology and all that, we need not too much spend on human resources, but you can hire technological services and then minimize the cost on even human resources. So, resource optimization, then the strategic management enhances the organizational performance in long term and also helps in managing uncertainty. Strategic management focus is on survival, growth and success in today's complex and fast changing business world.
Yes, sir. Sir, for this question, your explanation has emphasized how strategic management helps organization stay future ready and competitive and ever evolving market landscape. And you also rightly pointed out that strategic management is the best solution for long term success. And sir, madam, my question is for you. What is your advice for women aspiring to take up managerial leadership roles and careers in management?
Like if you see, madam, these days the research says that 28.6%, the report
Yes,
has been given by the Department of Statistics of Government of India, where it says that 28.6% of women are in the lead roles in the board of directors these days. It's a small number, but still compared to the previous data what we see, it is a huge number. So the only one suggestion what I give to the management is to make the environment in organization women friendly. Let there be work-life balance be maintained by women. Let there be training programs and leadership development programs be given to women in organizations, so that the glass ceiling is broken and more women come forward to do such big leadership positions in organizations. So training programs to be given, let there be work-life balance be given for women in organization. And an important thing is the mindset, the conditioning should happen in organizations that women also can be leaders, they also can lead, which was not there earlier. So if such small changes can happen in organization, because most of the time if you see in organization, ma'am, women are first generation employees working, like men never have seen women in such leading positions, so it becomes very difficult for them to take or accept a woman or a female in such a leadership position. So probably if we move on to the second generation, this particular mindset problem would not be there. So such type of training programs or conditionings or workshops or seminars and development programs are being conducted, and if women are more accepted in leadership position, that would be fine.
Thank you, ma'am, for your inspiring message for aspiring women leaders. Sir, my last question is to you, sir. How should MBA students prepare to become future ready managers?
Yes. Yeah. Having said management is all about sense and common sense, but still we have to follow certain approaches. I have developed one approach known as 5 T's approach to make MBA students to prepare them future ready managers. Yeah, they are 5 T's. 5 T's. T stands for time management, task management, talent management, team management and technology management. If you don't follow these 5 T's approach, you are not going to be a future ready managers. So be ready and take all these 5 T's as your cup of tea and be successful in your future career.
Thank you, Professor, for your valuable time and wisdom. Today's discussion has shown us the management is no longer confined to textbooks. It is a living, evolving discipline that touches every aspect of life and business. As the world changes, so must our understanding and applications of management should change. To all our students watching, remember, you are the future managers, leaders and change makers. Embrace these concepts aptly, and then apply them wisely and keep learning. This is Dr. Saritha signing off with warm regards. Thank you for joining us and stay inspired, stay tuned. Thank you.